first of all, the real story I want to talk about is Anthony Martial. Lots of people this morning, I would describe slow sports news, slow sports news, slow sports news. They're very critical of the United Stand and how it's clickbait, which it's not, because it's funny how it's clickbait, but we get loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of news that actually no one else gets, and we get it very, very quickly. But we are a news show, so sometimes there will be items that we talk about that's in the news that ends up being total shit. Yesterday, and for the last 2 days, the Martial story has been really conflicting. He's staying and he's going to run his contract down. He's in talks with other clubs in Europe. What we know is, from Turkish reports, is they're saying it's very, very close. But you can take Turkish reports like you can take Portuguese reports and Italian reports. Occasionally they're right, a lot they're bullshit. So I wouldn't be going to town on Martial to Turkey reports. Oh, it's definitely going to happen. But I certainly wouldn't take certain outlets' news that Martial's definitely staying as set in stone. What we were told this morning is that it's the 11th of January. There are 20 days left, 3 weeks left in this transfer window. Erik ten Hag is refusing to pick Martial and he's able to play. He has been ill, but he hasn't been ill for a month. He could be playing in the FA Cup. He could be playing against Spurs. He could have played the game before that as well. He's not picking him because the expectation is he's going to leave. Martial has the power and can sit there and run his contract down. But if something falls into his lap that suits him, he will leave. There's even talk that Martial would like to try and get into the French Euro squad, which seems ridiculous. I think I've got a better chance of getting in the French Euro squad, and I'm not even French. But apparently that is a consideration for Martial. What I was told this morning is that what we've got here is basically negotiation. Martial doesn't want to leave in January and damage the fact that he could make a lot of money in the summer when he's free. He also doesn't want to leave in January and make a lot of money for Manchester United. What he wants to do is something that suits him in relation to going to a club that he may want to stay at in January, in the summer, but also where he can earn some decent money and put himself in the spotlight for a move in the summer where United will make no money because he'll be out of contract. So I think what we've got here at the end of the day is a scenario where you will be removed, if you start being abusive. I don't know why you think we haven't got moderators. Just some twat in the chat. You get them every now and again. Look, he's still trying to chat. You've been hidden, mates. It says hidden by United Stand. Bye-bye. Go and annoy someone else. Twat. Anyway, it's Thursday, isn't it? We're in London, aren't we? But look, with Martial, I think that too many people are saying he's definitely going to stay. Logically, you could jump on that. You could get really aggravated. You could start moaning. And, I suppose we did that a little bit yesterday when Sky Sports said it. But you go with the news, you go with the story. And the bottom line is Manchester United desperately want to remove Martial this window. Ten Hag desperately wants to move Martial this window. And Martial will do what's best for him. You can't rule out the fact that he will stay, but there is a long way to go in this January transfer window, and there are a lot of conversations ongoing. And what I was told this morning is that actually it's not in Martial's benefit, really, to sit on his arse for 5 months. He won't be going to the Euros. Yes, he'll earn 250 grand a week, but he'll earn that anyway. If he goes to Fenerbahce and they can only pay 100 grand, Man United will be topping it up anyway. So he's going to earn his wage. That's going to happen because ultimately what he can say is, I'll go to Fenerbahce, but I'm not taking a pay cut. I'll sit on my arse and take 250 grand a week, or you can supplement my wages in Fenerbahce. So Martial's just doing what I would do. He's doing what you would do. Obviously, I wouldn't do it because I love Manchester United, but you know what I mean? As a professional footballer at a football club that is atrocious, you would do what's best for you. You would. So I haven't got a problem with Martial here. I fully expect him to leave. And I think people saying he's going to stay and everything like that, they're probably operating off the news that came from yesterday from Sky. As it is now, United are not expecting him to stay. They're working on an exit deal. It's negotiation tactics. There's 3 weeks left in the window. Martial knows that, realistically he needs to be playing, and it's about getting the right move. What I was told this morning is that the story that Martial's going to stay and run his contract down is really just a harsh negotiation tactic to let Manchester United know that he can do that if he wants to do that. So expect that to develop. It might run right until the end of the window. I mean, hopefully it will run quicker than that, because of course once Martial leaves, we can then bring in the loanee striker that we're going to bring in, which I'll talk about who that is in a minute. But yeah, we can't do that until Martial it leaves. But I wouldn't get too dramatic about he's definitely staying, because that's not set in stone. Obviously, if he did end up staying, you know, you've got to implement him back into the team as well. Paul Thompson, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Get your badge in there. And Ian Hobbs has been a member for 19 months. He says, morning, Mark. It shows the mentality of the players that would rather sit and rot rather than play too many of these players at this club. Well, Ian, as I said, I think these stories are somewhat irresponsible, actually, because it just... If Martial played against Spurs at the weekend, he'd be booed. And he'd be booed because of the context of some of these stories saying that he refuses to leave and he's going to run his contract down. But if you're a player for Manchester United, it's the Glazers that own Manchester United, not us. I think in these situations, when a player doesn't want to play for the team and they're down tools, they're damaging the fans. When a player says, I'm going to run my contract down because I've got a contract, they're not really damaging the fans. They are making the Glazers stand by a contract they never should have done. And I find it difficult to get angry at Ander Herrera or Anthony Martial or Jesse Lingard or any other player that runs their contract down, because we get pissed off because they won't go. But if you sign a 3-year contract on 250 grand a week, when you sign that contract, you've got every right to think for the next 3 years you're going to earn 250k a week. Why after 2.5 years should you reduce that down to 100k? It's like Harry Maguire in the summer. I desperately wanted Maguire to go to West Ham. At that point, I desperately wanted him to go. But, and I remember getting angry saying, oh, we should just go and play first team football. You know, I don't care, take a pay cut, go. But you know, when you think about it and you take the emotion out of it, why should Harry Maguire, who's on 200 grand a week, go and play for West Ham for 100k a week when he's got 2 years left on his contract at double the money? Manchester United, absolutely, if they want him to go, should have paid his contract off, and they didn't, so he stayed. And I actually agree with that from Maguire. At the time I didn't, because you just want him to go. But actually, the contract's there, he signed it. So, yeah, I think with Martial, though, just to summarise that, yeah, don't believe all the stories that he's staying. Whilst that is possible, because it's always possible, there are a lot of conversations ongoing. It's a negotiation tactic from Martial to just say, look, I'm not being forced out anywhere. If I'm going anywhere, I'm going to go where I want to go. I want my wages covering, and we'll negotiate from that point. So what I'm told is there's a lot of conversations going on with Martial's representatives in a number of countries to see what suits him. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.